Hi everybody, welcome to John Tries to Bake, where in each episode I'll be trying to bake something new, or I'll be baking something that I've done before, attempting to improve upon my skills as an amateur baker. Along the way I'll be sharing some lessons learned and some successes and failures. So today is Cake Donut Day, so that's what we're going to be baking. I got a cake donut tray for my birthday last week. I actually tried to film my first attempt at these, but the filming went wrong. The donuts did not. So it was a good excuse to try and make them again. The family loved them, so here we are, donuts. So start out, a little sugar and flour. That's gonna be the base of the cake batter for those donuts. Get that stirred up a little bit. And then I've got the rest of my dry ingredients, the baking powder, the salt, and in this case, some cinnamon and nutmeg to help flavor it. If you have a favorite flavor of cake donut, something that you think might be good to try as I get more familiar, please let me know, add it in the comments. But I'm gonna add those in, get the batter flavored. And I'm gonna do what I can to mix up the dry ingredients first, spread out the flour, the sugar, the additives, and the flavoring. That way, when I add in my wet ingredients, all I have to do is barely incorporate them. I want to just make sure those dry ingredients get wet and we don't have pockets of wet ingredients or dry ingredients in the final donuts. So, spread those out. And into that, I'm going to add some melted butter, some vanilla, couple of eggs already beaten. Again, the goal is to mix minimally, so we don't have to beat the eggs in the actual dough, in the batter. And then some buttermilk. And now I'm just going to stir all this up gently, fold it all in, and try to just incorporate the dough, the batter, with all those dry ingredients. So the dry ingredients have been wet down by the butter, the eggs, and all of that. As I was folding the ingredients, I was conscious of getting the sides of the bowl and the bottom of the bowl. Again, we don't want pockets of dry ingredients. And then now what I'm going to do is pipe this into the rings of my donut tray. It is quite a bit of batter. It actually makes a dozen, so I'm going to do 6 at a time. And to help get them into the tray, I'm going to use a Ziploc bag. There's just too much batter to fit into a single small piping bag. To do that, so I'm going to use a Ziploc bag. I'm going to do my best to put about half of it in there. I've clipped the edge just so that I can snip off the end to eventually pipe it. So here we go. I'm going to get some batter in there, and then we'll pipe the first set of donuts. So I've got some of the cake batter in the Ziploc bag. I'm going to snip off the end of it, and then I'm going to pipe around the donut tray to get those first donuts ready. So I'll bring you in closer for a look. So here we are, donuts in the tray. The oven just went off while I was piping those. I'm going to put them in there. Takes about 7-8 minutes. We'll see the bottom start to brown a little bit, and the cake will start to pull away from the tin, and that's when I know they're ready. So put the first batch in and wait for them to come out to put in batch number 2. All right, first batch is out of the oven. A couple of them are fairly good sized, but as I pull them out, they're nice and soft. What you can also see, if I hold it with a glove, is that they've browned quite a bit on the bottom. That's where they had the contact with the tray. There was a tiny bit of oil there to help ensure it was non-stick, but I'm going to get these out, get the second batch in, and then we'll finish them off with some decoration. So we got the second batch out of the oven. Here they are, a little bit brown on the bottom, as you can see by looking at the tray, and they are starting to pull away from the edges, which indicates that they're ready to go. I'm going to let these cool down for a minute. I'm going to take them out of the tin, and then we'll talk about topping. All right, so the donuts have cooled, and I'm ready to put some topping on them. I've started off, I've made a chocolate glaze to go on them. Really very simple. It's chocolate chips, a little bit of butter, some honey, and a little bit of water, and just melted it down in the microwave. Made sure everything was melted and mixed together, and now I'm just gonna dunk the donuts in, see if I can get a nice glaze on top of them. And then following that, I'm gonna throw on a few of them, I'm gonna throw on some candy, a few I'm gonna throw on some peanuts, and then on a few others I'm gonna throw on some rainbow sprinkles. I'll leave a few just chocolate, but that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna take that glaze, I'm gonna dip the top of the donut in there, see how it comes out. There we go. So again, just teaching myself, very much an amateur baker here. If that is also you and you like what you see, please hit the like button. If you want to subscribe to my channel, that would be great as well. Each of my episodes will be focusing on things that I'm either baking for the first time or trying to improve upon as I learn what I'm doing. So again, hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I'm going to continue dunking these donuts. So not a bad batch of donuts. What I'm going to do now is just pick a few of each, a few of them to put some different toppings on. So grab a few donuts, sprinkle some peanuts on. And I'll take a few and throw on some candy bar topping. And then, because we have it in the house, I'm going to do some rainbow sprinkles on a few of them. And there we have it. I'll make sure I get a shot from above so you can see them. But if you like what you saw or you're amateur baking as well, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you have comments or thoughts about this bake or other things that you think might be fun to watch, let me know in the comments section. I'd appreciate that. Otherwise, thank you for coming to John Tries to Bake, the Cake Donut edition.